time for an update. Hi everybody, and welcome back to Plastic Models by a Regular Dude, and a quick update for November 7th, 2022. So, quick recap. What's on the bench? Well, kind of what's not on the bench. If you've been following along on the channel, you will see that I have two builds going right now. The Dragon 135th scale Panzer 1 and the Revell 148 scale F-15C. So let's talk about the Panzer 1 first. So that actually, as of right now, it's completely finished and has been for a couple of weeks. It's just I have all the videos stacked up and I'm posting them on a weekly basis. So that kit is coming along, according to the videos, coming along fine, and it was a really good kit. Had a lot of fun with it. There was some pretty small parts and stuff like that, but nothing I couldn't handle, and just a really nice kit. So I think I posted part 4, so I've got a few more parts to go, and that series will be complete. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. Next is the F-15C by Revell in 148 scale. Now it's an older kit, and you know, it's an older Revell kit, to be specific, so it has its challenges, but it was coming along nicely, and I do say was coming along nicely. So I'm going to tell you what happened with that one. So I'd gotten all the major construction done. I still had landing gear and landing gear doors and ordnance to put on it, but I wanted to paint it first. So I got it all done. I got a primer coat put on it, and started with the paint. And the first thing I was working on as far as paint goes was the metallic colors for the tail end of the aircraft, where the exhaust and all the heat happens on one of those things. So I was using MRP steel to put down a base coat for the main components of the fuselage that are, I guess, made out of some kind of heat resistant metal. And had a bit of an accident. I was getting ready to fill the airbrush, had my little eyedropper, and kaboom. I hit the bottle, and I mean, it slung paint everywhere. Fortunately, it was only everywhere inside of my paint booth, and it was contained to that area. Didn't get on. Got a little bit on my counter over here, but the material that it's made out of, it wiped right off, perfectly clean. But the inside of my paint booth was a mess. None got on the carpet, none got on me except for my hands. So that was good. But it also, quite a bit of it slung onto the model because it was right next to the aircraft. Aircraft was sitting in the paint booth ready to be painted. And so started cleaning stuff up, and the paint was MRP, which is a lacquer based acrylic, and it ate through, obviously, the primer. And by the time I got all of the spill cleaned up, it had marred the plastic underneath the primer. I started checking it, and it was a wreck. So that is what's commonly referred to as a total write-off. So that kit has passed on into the great beyond. So no more F-15C. And it's kind of a bummer because You know, there was some difficulties with it, and it was kind of tricky in spots, but I was really stoked with the way it was starting to look, and the thing was huge. It's really cool. Had a lot of shelf presence, let's say. But alas, it is gone. So fortunately, the decals weren't anywhere near. So the California Air National Guard decals that my son had bought to go with the aircraft, which he was going to build originally, those were fine. So I'll have to get another F-15C kit, and I probably won't get the Revell kit because I don't want to go through the same stuff I went through the first time again. Call me a coward, that's fine. I'll get something a little bit better, but I still do want to do an F-15 in California Air National Guard markings. But the videos that have been posted, that's all there is. So hopefully if somebody builds the kit, at least the build aspect of the kit got finished. Didn't get to the paint or any of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to leave them up because they may be helpful to someone if they ever get the kit and want to build it and come across some of the challenges the kit presents. So Principal Drew, just watched your video. You did a mighty fine job on yours. Excellent job. He was having trouble with his as well, and he decided to push on through and get it done, and it turned out really nicely. So you might check that out. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description box down below to his channel so you can check out his Revell F-16C or F-15C. So that's the saga of the F-15. So what else is on the bench? Well, up until just a few days ago, this right here was on the bench, and it is the Dragon 1/35 scale Jagdtiger SDKFZ 186 with Porsche suspension. So as you can see, I've used the Edward Photo Etch Zimmerit set on it, and it has gone quite well thus far. And I've got the main components on here that need to be applied. So it fits really good. Sometimes the fit isn't quite perfect on the photo etch type Zimmerit sets, but in this case it's pretty good. I got this kit from my buddy Keith Short, and he also gave me the Cavalier Zimmerit set for this, and it was a very, very nice looking set. However, the portions that go on the whole side of the vehicle was a full 2 millimeters short in the back. So everything from here to here lined up really nicely, but back here it was 2 millimeters short. Now I might have been able to do some putty to fix it, but I was going to do that because if it didn't turn out right, I would have been committed with a whole bunch of Zimmerit on here that didn't fit. So I opted to go with the photo etch set that I had already purchased for this kit, and so far that's turned out really well. However, there's a lot of little small parts, and it was starting to wear on the nerves, so I needed to put that aside for now. I've got the video series going. I won't start posting the videos on that until I'm back on this project, but it's not a bad kit or anything like that. It's actually fit together very, very well. Just a really good kit overall. It's just with the photo etch and the little small parts, and just sometimes I just need to take a break from a kit. So if you ever get bummed out with a kit, sometimes it's just, and I'm not bummed out with this kit, I'm just saying sometimes if you get burned out maybe and you just feel like, okay, this is going away, stop before you get too frustrated, box it up, put it aside, and work on something else, maybe something easy or some other kit you have on the go. And that's part of the reason why I like to have two kits on the go. I've tried to do you know, just one kit beginning to end, and that doesn't really work because, you know, you get to points where you have to stop and you lose momentum on the kit, you know, like if you're waiting for stuff to dry or you're, you know, priming stuff or whatever. So that's why I like to have two kits on the go at a time, usually an armor kit and an aircraft kit. So I can put one aside, work on the other one, work on that one for a while, then jump back on the other. You get the idea. That's why I like to post my videos 2 a week, one of one project, one of the other project. That way it kind of keeps it fresh for me. But we'll get to videos in a minute. But anyway, that's the other kit that's was on the bench, but now it's on the sidelines to rest for a while. So with that, what is actually on the bench? All right, so here's what's coming up on the bench. I want to do like a smallish kind of quick kit, and it's going to be, oh man, this one. It is the Hasegawa 1/72nd scale series Mitsubishi Ki-51 Sonya. And I can't remember what year this one is. It's pretty old. It's a pretty old kit. The instructions are completely in Japanese. So I'm not going to be reading any instructions, but I can look at pictures fairly well. So there's no copyright on the instructions. Okay, according to ScaleMates, it looks like this kit was first kitted in 1975, and this particular boxing is 1980X. It said, or 198X. It says so, sometime in the 80s. So I'm not sure when exactly it was. This particular box was kitted, but the kit itself goes back to 75. Now, it's got recessed panel lines, which is kind of nice. So I don't know if they did a retool of it at some point. New tool in 75, new decal 77, new box in 1980 something. Doesn't look like any kind of new tool, so it must have been recessed panel lines from the get-go. That's according to ScaleMates again. But it looks like a pretty nice kit. Again, I got this one from Keith, my buddy Keith Short. So I figure this one should go together fairly quickly. I'm probably going to have to paint the markings on because the decals look pretty yellowed and old. That's no big deal. And I'm going to do this controversial blue color, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't decided. It's one of those things. I don't want to have to mix up any colors. I don't want to have to buy a color for one kit, because apparently the closest thing in a pre-mixed color is Blue Angel Blue, which is available through various manufacturers. I'm never going to do a Blue Angel aircraft, so, and I don't want to mix anything, so I may just go with the standard green color with the gray, light gray undersides, but we'll see. I'm gonna have to figure that out. So that is what's going to be on the bench right now. I'm going to start that one today just to get something going and just, you know, be cool about it, not get all crazy. And then the next one, after I get that one done, I think this time I'm going to have 2 aircraft kits on the go, maybe. I think I need to back off on armor for a little bit. Because I built the Panzer II recently in the American capture markings. That was quite a bit of work because of all the modifications I had to do. Then I had the Panzer I. Just before that, I think it was the Elephant. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of have to hang tight on armor kits, especially since I have the Jagdtiger going. That'll be my other kit on the go. But once I finish the Sonya, the Ki-51, I've got another kit I want to do. Now this one came from my buddy Jim Deck, and I've wanted to build this one for a while, and I finally got up the desire to do it. And I've got some aftermarket stuff coming, and it's coming all the way from Britain. I ordered some stuff from Hannets for the first time, so it's en route, so we'll see. But it's a few aftermarket parts, nothing crazy. It's kind of some exterior stuff like wheels. I think I've got a cockpit, like the instrument panel, stuff like that. Just stuff you can kind of maybe see through the windows, and then barrels, because aftermarket barrels is the way to go. But it's this right here, B25J monogram. This is the old monogram kit, and it's the gunship version, solid nose. I'm not doing these markings. I'm going to do some other markings. I actually have in the box here somewhere, maybe, yes, no, where'd I put them? I think they're in the drawer. Anyway, I'll be doing a reveal of that one pretty soon, so you can see what I'm going to build. Crikey. Yeah, they're somewhere around here. I'll find them, and I'll do a intro video to that like I normally do. Whoa, I was all blown out there for a second. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this kit. This multi-engine bomber, and there's a reason for that. And what would that be? As you know, I do some collabs with Jim Deck, our Chatterbox series, and we recently did a live video, and that was fun. We're going to do some more of those. But he made an announcement on there that we are going to do a group build for whoever wants to join in, and it is going to be a bomber build. And it's going to be pretty broad, I think. Last we talked, if I'm remembering correctly, we talked about a few different things, but it's going to be pretty broad. So pretty much anything that flies and drops bombs. There you go. That's going to be it. But this is my big opportunity. I built this one before, many years ago, back in the 90s, mid-90s. Just on a whim, I wanted to build a model. My wife bought the kit for me, and I built it. I had it for a long time, and it got mangled during a move, so I don't have it anymore. So I'm going to build another one, and that is the monogram B-17 Flying Fortress, B-17G. So that's going to be a doozy. So I built this kit before. I don't remember too many crazy struggles with it. You know, it's an older kit, but it's a very buildable kit. Now that one I am going to do a little bit of aftermarket with, and the build is going to be, I think it's 6 months long. Yeah, I think it's 6 months. But it's going to be quite a long, kind of casual build. We're talking about doing some live build sessions, so it'll be like a live feed of us working on our kits. Don't know how we're going to do that. He's the tech dude. I just show up and blab incessantly and do that kind of thing. But I think it'll be pretty fun, and been wanting to build that kit for a while again, and now's my big chance. So pretty stoked. So I think that's it on the kits, the models that are going on. So let's talk a little bit about the channel itself. So as you all know, any of you that follow this channel, I tend to lean towards step-by-step builds, you know, like builds for beginners. Kind of, I try and do it step by step, so that way, and they're long. I mean, each episode, each part can be very long. I mean, 40 minutes to an hour generally. And that's because I try and get into the nitty-gritty, the details of what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and why. And it's kind of aimed at beginning modelers, or people, intermediate modelers maybe. And I'm not some kind of an expert. I've been building models for a while, and I can do okay at it, and I can generally work through any difficulties that a kit may present. So I've been doing them like that, and they're these big old long series, and they're just they're crazy. They're long. And many of them, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 parts, depending on the kit. And generally when it gets to paint and weathering, the series falls apart because I don't show that very much on video, because there are way better channels to view that aspect of model building, because I do different all the time. I don't have any kind of techniques that I follow all the time. It's like I'm in a constant state of experimentation. So, you know, that part just kind of falls apart, and then I do a wrap up. So the thing of it is, you know, in looking at, now I know there are some of you out there that may watch the whole videos, and for that I thank you and I applaud you, because you have much patience and resilience to do that. But then there are the actual numbers on my YouTube channel. Now, keep in mind, I don't do this channel for numbers. I don't do it, it's not monetized, never has been, never will be. I just do it for the fun of it, for the interaction with the viewers, and maybe to help people out. Like when people post in the comment section, hey, you know, that was great, I was working through that part, now I know how to do it. That, mission accomplished. That's what I'm doing. So it's not about the numbers. However, in looking at my numbers, I can have a 40-minute long video or an hour-long video, and I look at the average view duration, and it can be 5 minutes, less than 10 minutes. And it's like, man, that's an awful lot of stuff going on just to get 5 minutes of it watched. Okay. Now again, I know there's some of you out there that watch the whole videos, and I do appreciate that. I really, really do. And but I think, and things may change. I go back and forth with this kind of stuff, but it's been kind of pressing for a while. But I think my current format has run its course. So the long step-by-step videos dealing with every bit of minutia in the build process, I think that has run its course. There's only so many times you can build an armor kit and do the same things over and over and over and over. Same with aircraft kits. I mean, once you do so many of them, there's not a whole lot that's going to be different from kit to kit. There may be a few different construction or engineering aspects of the kit that are different, but in the end, it's basically all the same. And I've pretty much done everything that I can do as far as that type of video, I think. And it really slows things down on the bench. Sometimes I have to reshoot things. I will, get so wrapped up in what I'm doing, I'll forget to even turn on the video or the camera, and I've done a whole bunch without doing a bit of video. So I'll be la, and then it's like, oh, by the way, this whole turret that's completely finished, I forgot to video it, so this is what I did. So it's almost becoming distracting to have to do that kind of video. So in order to get, I think, some more work done on the bench in a more leisurely fashion for myself, because ultimately I'm doing this for my sanity. It's a good way to relax. It's a good way to unwind. And if I get to the point where I'm stressing out about the video part of it, then some of the joy is getting sucked out of it. And that may be part of what was the problem with the Jagdtiger recently. I just had to stop, put it aside, and be done with it. If I was just working on the kit, it might not be as bad. So, for those of you who like that style of video, I'm sorry, but I think I'm going to have to put on the brakes for a while on that type of video, the step-by-step stuff. There's plenty of aircraft I've built in the past. There's plenty of armor kits. I mean, I've got a junk ton of videos showing step-by-step how to do everything. And you can take the step-by-step of a Tamiya Walker Bulldog and apply it to a Dragon Panzer 1. There may be more parts and different types of parts, but it's all going to go together the same. So what I think I'm going to do going forward, at least for now, I may change my mind and go back. I don't know, but for now, I'm going to focus on more of a summary type video. I've tried it before. If you've been following the channel, you know I've tried it before, and it worked out fairly well. Some people were like, oh, I really missed the step-by-step builds, you know, and I kind of drifted back to that. But it's come to the point where I think, again, I've said it, I think it's run its course. So I'm going to switch it up, monkey around with my format a little bit. Hopefully the videos won't be near as long and a little more interesting. I'll talk about what I'm doing on the kit, and if I run across an especially hard or especially challenging part, I may do that part, the entire step. But I really want to tighten it up, shorten the video somewhat, and you know, maybe make it a little more enjoyable for people to watch, a little more enjoyable for me to actually shoot and put together and post. So I really appreciate your comments in the comments section down below. If you've made it this far in this video, say something in the comments below. Let me know what you think about that idea, and we'll just take it from there. So yeah, so that's the plan for the channel. So any new products, new things like that? No, same old stuff. I think I've gotten to a point where I'm pretty settled in my paints for the most part. Well, for the whole part, I am spraying SMS lacquer acrylics and MRP lacquer acrylics, with the occasional foray into Tamiya lacquers and like Mr. Hobby, Mr. Color kind of things as well. I've discovered now that I have my paint booth that lacquers are by far much easier and much more enjoyable to shoot, because I don't have problems with airbrush clogging or anything else. It's super easy to clean up, and with my exhaust fan, it keeps the smell down to pretty much zero. And I wear this to protect the old lungs and sinuses. So got that settled. Glues, gone back to my tried and true Testors decal set, or a decal set and Solva set for my decal work. Those work really well for me. I'm starting to streamline my supplies. I mean, I don't need 15 different kinds of paint, you know. I still use Vallejo acrylics and AK, stuff like that, for brush painting. So yeah, still got a few acrylics, water-based acrylics. So there you go. That's it. No other new products, no other new stuffs to talk about. So I think that'll pretty much wrap this video up. So I hope you found this update enjoyable for November, or update for November 2022. Again, please comment in the section down below if you have any comments or questions about the new video format I want to go with. If you have any remarks about the kits I'm building or going to build, put them in the comments section down below. That's one of the best things I like about the whole the YouTube thing, is talking to people around the world. It's awesome. George over in Greece, got people over in England, had some people in Australia, New Zealand, but they don't really comment anymore. You know, there's people from Nova Scotia. I mean, there's people all over the world, and it's awesome. Germany, just all over, and I really enjoy that aspect of modeling. Canada, it's fun. Yapping with people, shooting them an email occasionally. One of my viewers, Jim Cernaski, Haven't talked to him in a while. It's like, I wonder what's up with him. Shoot him an email. Hey, bro, how's it going? Chat with him for a few minutes. H.G. Barnes. I mean, there's too many to list. So if I didn't bring your name up, it's not because, you know, it's just because there's quite a few people I like talking to across the globe and across the country. So to me, that's one of the best parts of the whole YouTube video thing, is just chatting with people around the world with a common interest, which is modeling. So yeah, enough of that. So anyway, that's it. Comment down below what you think, what's coming up, all that kind of stuff. And as always, thanks for watching Plastic Models by a Regular Dude. Till next time, I will see you all later.